got the offer on Thursday last week. He mentioned to my colleagues that Mr. Wanga, through his son, Talia, who is based in the USA, is the founder member of Diamondale Foundation.
My brother.
Yeah, the brother. Sorry, the brother. He's the founder member of Diamond Foundation. Diamond Foundation is in the business of collecting books and making donations of the same to learning institutions in Zambia. So we landed that generosity on Thursday. Friday we firmed up. I spoke to Ngosa with his donation, the registrar, my colleague, and we arranged for 14:30. Then this morning we got a call that books will be delivered by his son at 12:30. The books are delivered at 11:30. Immediately they were delivered. We took them to the library, found the librarian, and then we started documenting the books. What you have seen on the table, some of the books. Some of these books are very, very, very critical for our students in law. Some of them are very, very standard criminal law, the law of torts. Others are very, very special, and there's criminal lawyer, another copy. Others are case studies. And there's one book interesting, which is in physics. Only one. There are 93 titles of the 93 ones in physics. Maybe our lawyers may need to read a bit of physics to understand the laws of nature. Registrar and Board Secretary, Director, Dr. Lengwe, heads of programs, I've got Mr. Chalala, the librarian, and the team from the library, I think Kansito Cohen, assistant librarian, site registrar, acting business development manager, and Mr. Mbewe. Mr. Simbe, but Mr. Simbe and Mr. Chalala coming from the professional programs section of the institution. Since we do not have any social science programs at now, about humanities and management, we shall name the school according to what we are offering. And to such a time that of sociology and the other social sciences, then we may revisit the name. Because the name is to convey meaning. Senior management staff, brief. I just want to give a brief background of where we are now for the benefit of Mr. Mbangani, indeed Diamond, because this speech will go to Mr. Mutare in the USA. Zambia Center for Accountancy Studies, ZCAS, was established by an Act of Parliament in 1989, as amended in 1998. ZCAS has established a university called ZCAS University 2 years ago. This university is being established as a special purpose vehicle to offer academic programs at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels, alongside the professional programs in accountancy that the center has been offering since inception in 1989. I would mention here that there are other professional programs like CIPS, Charting of Purchasing and Supply, and the Zambia Institute of Purchasing and Supply, and in purchasing and supply, including human resource management. These academic programs, which have been established under the ZCAS University Special Purpose Vehicle, are being offered in the following areas, but not limited to: accounting, economics, and finance, information and communication technology, ICT, and computing, education and business and management. Some of these programs are being offered in a collaboration with partner universities such as University of Greenwich, the UK, University of Zambia, and Athlone Institute of Technology of the Irish Republic. I wish to add here that in both professional academic programs offerings, the library is an essential facility for processing and offering of information and information access. ZCAS library provides information resources in various forms, including but not limited to digital and hard copies, in order to cater for the various research and teaching needs of the faculty and students both in professional and academic programs. The donation of 93 books by Diamondale Foundation, comprising 92 titles in law and 1 in physics, has come at an opportune time for ZCAS and ZCAS University. Diamondale is a USA-based company which deals in collecting books in the USA for donation to learning institutions in Zambia. This donation, I should add, came to ZCAS through Diamondale founder member Mr. Matthews Mutale, who is a brother to Mr. William, who is presenting the company here this afternoon. We are always open to partnerships that help us ensure that students and staff have access to information to broaden their base of knowledge. On behalf of ZCAS and ZCAS University management, faculty and students, we would like to say thank you, Mr. Mutale, founder member of Diamondale Foundation, for the generous donation of the 93 books on various aspects of law and 1 in physics. We are very hopeful that these resources will strengthen the collection and support the universities and ZCAS education programs. To Diamondale Foundation, we are very thankful for the donation, and we also hope that this gesture is just the beginning of a long-term relationship. Thank you very much.
Sometime last year, he sent the foundation. In fact, we don't usually say he, because it's like a corporate body. So Mr. Ntale's, the foundation sent hospital mattresses as well as wheelchairs to Kasama General Hospital for distribution in all the provinces there as a starting point. Then last year, I think early this year, we went to Kalingalinga Hospital with, in collaboration with the MP for the area, Munali area, Professor Kandulo, and donated other, those were mattresses as well as wheelchairs and other equipment that I can't remember now. That's historically, this is what has done. This institution, Diamondale Foundation, is basically a philanthropic foundation, and it collects, a lot of things there. Like you could have a hospital, and because of their standards, they would say, here we only use this for 1 year, and then the others they donate. So he specializes in collecting for people, and just asks, or he himself, or through the foundation, looks for freight charges, and then once they're here, then whoever, like for example, Professor Kandulu, she did, her participation was to pay for freight, and then Mr. Mutale was to, through the foundation, was to put everything together, collect, like the professor said, and then once we are there, then we become partners. So here, I'm glad to extend this donation on behalf of the foundation to ZCAS and ZCAS University Library in collaboration with the professor, the executive director and vice chancellor of the institution, to assist the needy students, and a public library like this one. It's a great place to make them easily accessible for everybody to enjoy the information and research, and we hope many students will benefit from this gesture. Now that I've seen that this institution is very much interested in receiving, I would tell the foundation part that as soon as they should remember ZCAS University. Thank you very much for allowing me.
It's a universal issue. It's getting a lot of prominence. So it's time our students study law. They get acquainted with what the law says. Legal research and writing for paralegals. Paralegals are becoming very, very critical. I think we all know the dispensation of law. We don't have enough lawyers in the country to go around, but there is a part, the law profession, called them paralegals. Some of them were dispensing justice in the local courts. When we were young, they used to call them court presidents or justice. Now they are in the group of paralegals. Others fall under prosecution, for instance, the National Protection Authority are training a lot of paralegals just to assist the lawyers dispense justice. So it's a very, very good book. Legal research and writing for paralegals. Legal language writing, very, very unique. I think you can pick one more. Which one? Reconciliation, justice, and coexistence. This is very, very critical. Law cannot solve all the transgressions between human beings. It's very, very important. At the end of any court proceeding, people continue existing. The offended and the offender. So it's very, very important that we look at this reconciliation. In fact, in Zambia, there is a new group of people coming, they call it arbitrators. They go for arbitration. This is where this one comes in. So reconciliation, justice, and coexistence, theory and practice. Thank you very much. So these are just samples of the books that have come. Even those of us only studying law, I'm sure you can find time. Especially the Ngonis from Chipata. They're the ones who form the biggest group of offenders. Please, visit this law on a serious note. Jokes aside, with that statement, I don't want to get a lawyer through this over. I get an injunction very fast. These books may also be accessed by any one of us, not necessarily lawyers, just for broadening our own understanding of law. So at least we can understand what is going on. Especially this one, reconciliation. Very, very important. Justice and coexistence. These are 4 out of the 11 titles presented as a sample of the bigger question. Once more, thank you very much. Now, on behalf of the university and the center, I'd like to ask the librarian to formally receive these books from Mr. Mbanga. Without any notice, I'd like to call upon Dr. Kayombo. Since law as a program is taught under his jurisdiction is active, Dr. Kayombo, please, a few words. Thank you.
Mr. Mbanga and the Diamond Foundation, on behalf of ZCAS University and in particular on behalf of the ZCAS Library, I would like to express our gratitude for the donation that you have made. It's a donation which will go a long way in helping us provide resources to our students. So once again, thank you very much.
Mr. Mbanga, we just want to once more again extend our gratitude. We're very hopeful that these books will go a long way in helping the students and the faculty at large in their research and just reading to enlarge their base. So we are grateful and we hope that this is the beginning of a continuous partnership with the foundation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, VC, Executive Director. Mr. Mbanga, as has been mentioned already, I think we are very happy to receive these books which have come through, which are going to help our students acquire more knowledge from the reading of these books. We all know that for one to be a lawyer, you need to read volumes and volumes of books to understand certain case studies and so on. So we are grateful, and as has been said, we hope that we shall continue getting these books. You know, in our country, getting books is very expensive. We want to buy a textbook. So if there are textbooks which can be donated, where we can increase on the number of students who are accessing that information, that helps the students a lot, even those who cannot afford to buy a book. So on behalf of management, and including the board, which is yet to be constituted, I say thank you so much. We convey our gratitude to Diamondale Foundation. Thank you so much.
We're trying to digitize this. I don't mention, but something which you shall put in writing. Formally, we send the email to Mr. that ZCAS and ZCAS University are part of what's called Zambia Library Consortium. These libraries from public and private learning institutions have come together to share resources. So we're trying to digitize all this so that they can be shared. I do remember at one time an institution in Canada donated the e-library collection complete. So if there is anything of that sort, we have got the infrastructure to use that one with the library and also to share. So the donation will not only be to ZCAS, but to be to Zambia Library Consortium, because we share these resources.
For the e-library?
Yes. Yeah, that consortium was formed in 2004-2005 by CB and UNZA, but it has been extended, including schools, secondary schools. Like that book for physics, when we put in digital format, I mean, it may not be used by our students, but it can be used by students at CPU, at UNZA, and any college offering, or even in some schools who can use it for A-levels. It's called it physics, so it's like first year foundation, P110. International school, they are part of the consortium. So I'll put that, just had on saying that ZCAS, they are members of Zambia Library Consortium. So any donation made to any of these member institutions is a donation to the consortium and to be shared. As long as the infrastructure of the member institution is robust enough. And when we are done with digitizing, it's quite costly to digitize this thing, but it's an exercise which all member institutions have embarked on.
So like he said, it would be nice, because we won't just be having information for ourselves, but a larger number of the Zambian students, because CPU and UNZA, as you may be aware, have huge volumes of students.
As you just heard one of us say that the medium to long term objective is to share these books within SADC. It's called Ubuntu Net Alliance. It's based in South Africa. And here we've got Zamren. Zamren is supposed to be a platform for linking the institutions. It's not just they should exist as Zamren, but they're supposed to be a platform for linking the universities within Zambia and across. And the Ubuntu Net Alliance comes from the Bantu philosophy that you have to be together. So the beginning of the alliance objective is to share educational resources. And each of the country have got an NREN. An NREN, you have got Zambia Research and Education Network. So these NRENs are supposed to provide the national platform to link into the regional platforms, and we share resources. Very, very soon, all theses for PhDs have to be deposited to one of these NRENs in the respective country and then be shared. So that if anybody wants to do research in the same area, they can continue from where the colleague left, and also provide a networking for researchers and research supervisors, and also thematic groups across the country. For instance, some problems, especially climate change and food security, you can't solve it as a country, you have to look at it. For instance, if you look at Zambia's river basin, 6 countries share Zambia's river basin. Angola, Zambia goes into Angola before it comes back into Zambia. From Kileni, it goes in Congo, comes back into Zambia. It starts in Zambia, goes in Congo, comes back into Zambia. Yeah. Botswana is part. And so is Namibia. And Zimbabwe is a mass, I think. Zimbabwe wanted to divert part of Zambezi River to go into Makerere and just to make it wait. Zambia, or the North, Malawi, you have got Mozambique. Yes. So this country are part of the Zambezi River. So if you carry out an environmental research, it cannot be Zambia only. It just to cover the region. Like Zambia, where we get, for example, of the river, fresh water, seismic is in Zambia. So Zambia is very critical for any freshwater research. But we are not critical as an individual country, critical as part of these 6 countries. If you look at pollution of Zambezi River Basin, which may start anywhere, if they start mining oil in Northwestern Province or part of Angola, neighboring Northern Province, the oil will spill into Zambezi, but it won't be so concentrated as come down, but it's going to impact on the aquaculture. The fish species, some fish will no longer be there because the hatcheries are destroyed. Just like a River Basin, we all know that if you go to Cock Belt, you don't see boys fishing. If they fish, they just get tadpoles, or very funny looking fish, which tastes something else. But as you come down after Lukangwa swamps act as a filter for a lot of pollutants. Then the fish species start to resurface, the fish of the old days. And then when you come to Southern Province, especially Monze and Mazabuka, because of commercial agriculture, a lot of nitrogen fertilizers go into the Kapia River. So those are the dynamics when you look at this river system. So when you, and these books are very, very pretty, because through these NRENs and the Joint Alliance, we share the best information. So you can see what you have studied now. Please don't give up. You have studied something which you leave as very thirsty. Very, very thirsty. We've got our colleague from professional, Mr. Chavala, Mr. Simbe, and also from professionals of Dr. There's an accountant. You see, there are a lot of books. And the good thing is that the book which is being used is an accountant. That accountant student may want to do a degree, academic degree. And we call it pathway, so it's still to graduate with both a professional qualification and a degree. So this is the support you have given without knowing the impact. Is such a huge impact. Okay, you can carry this. No, Doko. Sorry, I didn't know you were around. This one, that's wife is from Chipata, so this is your brother-in-law. She's the ones that